I think it goes without saying. This is no place for a hero. But then again, it looks like you didn't want to come here exactly, judging by your expression. Don't you know, I'm a very good judge of character. Now, are you just another hero, here to convince me to go back, to change my ways? Is that what you want? Me to say I'm sorry? Because you've come to the wrong place, if that's at all your goal. I'm afraid it's long since been too late for the old Shoto Todoroki, where he was calm and gentle. I'm cold, if you haven't noticed. And upon my crown of ice, there's nothing. Resentment, hatred. Those could begin to explain it, but they're not enough. No. You heroes never learn. You always see the positive. Tell me, how many loved ones have you lost? How was your childhood? I know it might not be sunshine and daisies. Something about losing the only person that ever made any sense to you. It changes you. Not exactly in a sad way, but rather one where you just can't look at anyone else the way you looked at them. The world seems a whole lot darker, a whole lot more dead. And that's fine, isn't it? Isn't that why we're all just existing? Just animals on a planet. Precisely why I want to rule. It doesn't need to be anything in particular, but I want it all. And now the only ones who seem to have a problem with me are you heroes stuck in your old ways. And why is that? What makes me so special? That you always want me to turn around, face my sins, and repent. You know, the aspects of religion didn't used to strike me as such hypocrisy. But now it almost seems like you heroes abide by the religion of All Might. And maybe, just maybe I used to as well. Maybe I just thought, why not? Why not be like that big, beautiful hero who's in the spotlight? Maybe then my father will view me as anything other than a stress ball to punch, to tear up whenever he's angry. Maybe then I could save someone, right? Isn't that what everyone thinks? Heroism. It's a bunch of bullshit. Now you're free to believe whatever you want. But unfortunately, I can't let you leave now. You've seen too much, and my mess I left here. What? We had an argument, a disagreement. And what's the matter with it? Do you see me as some kind of monster? Because your eyes tell two separate stories. One of curiosity, and one of fear. Don't feel bad. Fear is something everyone gets. I had it in droves when I was losing my dearest love. I saw it. I tried. I even abided, compromised, tore people to shreds, forced to believe in things I never saw as truths. Do you know what happens, hero, when you're forced to believe in something you don't? Well, it's simple, really. You get this feeling that you know full well you'll never be able to understand it. You'll never be able to relate to it. It's just emptiness. Just pain. Killing for a flag you don't believe in. What does it mean? Killing at all. We're animals, but there's no need for such horrible acts, don't you think? I thought that way for a long time. In fact, I even got so convinced of it that I thought I would rebound. I thought maybe if I just turned my brain off, shut down my heart, and just exist as a weapon, I wouldn't have to bear the consequence. I wouldn't have to see them die. And what happened was very simple. Something I should have seen coming. Something I damn near could. It was not what they promised. And as you know, promises are very, very important. So of course I shattered any hopes they had of denying me. My revenge was sweet, my revenge was deadly, and my revenge was slow. Like ice melting on the first of spring. I hated them. I hated each and every one of them. I hated them so much. In a way you'll never understand, because you weren't there. Pardon me. Sometimes I lose myself in those memories, but why, you might be asking? Why am I telling you all this? Well, for one, you're my captive audience now. Oh, when you weren't looking, of course. I froze the door with black ice. Not to mention, if you were to try and escape, I could just kill you. Want me to explain how? Well, you see, any surface is a danger to you. Made especially worse by the fact you don't even have a levitation quirk. Oh no, I know about you. And I know why you seek me out. It's because we went to school together, isn't it? And you can't bear the thought of someone you looked up to, an upperclassman, a Big 3 member. Is that it? You can't believe that I've gone to my own side or to Villainy. Well, let me tell you something simple. Villainy, heroes, it's all just a stance. It's nothing. And if you don't understand me, that's fine. But you will. I decided to show you a bit of mercy and make you into my, well, the one to help me rule this world. Of course, you have choice in the matter. I wouldn't resort to such uncouth things as violence unless you took my goodwill for granted. And then, of course, I'd have to. You'd leave me no choice. Now, I need to hear it from you. What is it? What is it in this world you want more than anything? Speak, hero. No one will hear you but me. What a spectacular bunch of of indoctrination. I pity you. That's exactly why I'm showing you mercy, because you're exactly what I thought you were. Humans are such cauterizing beings. We always know where the pain is, and we always know deep down what everyone's like. And you're just a bit special. I'll give you that. Why? I can hear your thoughts. Well, it's simple. You are precisely like I was. I can see why you looked up to me. You of a troubled past. You seeking redemption, seeking appeasement. Well, let me first and foremost be the most sound voice of reason that all of it is garbage. Now, it's not your fault for falling for it, no. It's the fault of society. It's the fault of unending cycles. You see, heroism brings its own fad, its own economy, its own following. Those who understand it at its core understand it's about the money. You ever wondered why there's a top list? Have you ever wondered what it means to be up there, to be number one? It just means you won the lottery. You're gonna be rich where someone else is going to suffer and be poor and die without meaning, without a purpose. I give people purpose. I've taken a worthless name that my family had risen from the dust of emptiness, of nothing. They had wealth and power and chose to squander it, to make it nothing. You know how frustrating that is. Do you know what I felt like during those long years of being told I was wrong? I wanted to snap back. I knew I wasn't wrong, and it took me showing directly to those fake family members. They mean nothing to me. They mean nothing. Oh, pardon me. I guess I should say, they used to mean nothing. You see, these days, they've helped me. More so than when they were around. Now they seem to be always with me as a life lesson, as a memory, a time of which I can't get back and don't want. And also, as a warning to those who cross me. I wouldn't threaten you, hero. There's no need. You must have heard at least some of my exploits. It only takes my little pinky finger, and I could have you on the ground, pierced through in so many ways. You'd be gone in 3 seconds flat. But that's boring. And once you understand life, you realize the only thing that sticks with you, the only thing you can't lose, is entertainment. You'll always find something. You'll always understand a new facade or mask. People to watch. People to use. Things to have, and a world to play in. How far I've fallen. That's a peculiar way of looking at it. I've not fallen at all. Can't you understand me? My purpose, my reason, my everything. It's all so simple. There isn't any strings attached. I just want my own personal world. I feel as though it's perfectly fair. If I outsmart, I'm the top of the food chain. And what are you? What are you, really? You who admires me, yet fears me at the same time. What are you? No. What are you? I could barely hear you. Oh, yes, a hero. I love heroes, don't you? Sticking to those indoctrinized vows. And what does it get you at the end of the day? I wonder, does it change anything? Does it actually make you a better person? Are you innately better than me? Because I've had more loss in my life. Because I had to watch my most precious person while I gave up everything. Leave me in my arms. Is that my fault, hero? Is it? I wonder. Maybe you're volunteering. Are you going to be my hero? Is that what you're saying? At that point, you've got your work cut out for you. No take-backs now. That'd be such a shame if you ended up ruining everything. We have a little plan to take care of now, and you're a part of it. Aren't you excited that I chose you instead of just killing you? You see, it's boring. There's a saying that was told to me a long time ago by my father. He said it's lonely the higher you go. And it's true. Less people to understand you, less peers to confide in. And even more so when you're on the wrong side of a bickering law. And now I stand here with hope of less boredom. More of a protege you could be. Though you're more like a long-lost little bird, flapping their wings but caught in my cage. Oh, what am I saying? What am I saying? It's nothing like that. You're as free as a bird, as long as you abide by the rules. And they're simple ones at that. Simple as can be. You listen, you respect, and you learn. This is your home now. This penthouse up here. How is it you found me, by the way? Oh, don't feel like talking about it? Well, that's okay. Guess we'll have to teach you a bit of behavior. Oh, we can't have you putting up a fight now. Were you actually thinking I didn't prepare for you to use your quirk? I expected better. From someone who went to UA, you don't really seem cut out for the hero business. In fact, maybe I overestimated you. Maybe you just want a place beneath my shoe. Maybe it's a good time to show you the difference between a true pro and a bumbling idiot. Oh, sorry about that. Did I get carried away? That's a nasty little sprain you have there. You should really watch where you step. Luckily, I'm not heartless. Now, grin and bear it for a moment, won't you? Look at me. Look at me. You've got the best expression mixed with pain. Wonder, your eyes drifting to the needle in my hand. So, are you gonna watch? You can't exactly stop me, so just relax. It's to make you feel better. Nothing maddening, I promise. It's just something to heal your wound and maybe make a small change here or there. What? Frightful. You see, in my time spent trying to cure the one I married, when I couldn't. The time I spent taught me a lot in medicine. Medicine that I never paid attention to before. You see, I've had the lucky fortune of having health. But unfortunately, I can't share that health with those who need it. Or I should say, I couldn't back then. Just be glad you don't have what they did, or you'd be a lost cause. Life is a matter of investment. And though not many are wise enough to see it for what it is, you seem a little different. I can see that ounce of struggle in the massive well of your heart. There's something bothering you. Why don't you just put it on the table already? There must be something by which you can tell me that you disagree with, or that you see as the truth. That's certainly one way of looking at it. Have you ever once thought that you're being fed lies? Lies to keep you working for the machine that is money, power, those above you, superiors. It's all stacked against you. You as a hero are at the very bottom. You have to claw your way to the top, and for what? A measly spot on a board. For wealth, where does that lie? Wealth and fame are great, but do you have anything you truly want to accomplish with it? They're useless, merely stroking egos if you don't. And what a worthless thing to do, waste time with such nonsensical sentiments. I don't want you to stroke your ego or anyone else's. I want you to be your own individual. And for all that people may say, I'm a hero or villain, it's all perfectly perspective. Now, the sooner you realize this world isn't so cut and dry, it isn't so absolute in its ways, you'll be able to learn. Look at this, a hero. Look at your foot now. It's basically back to normal. Do you feel normal? I never thought I'd get a thank you from a hero sent to bring me back by any means necessary. I bet they said dead or alive, too. 'Tis a shame. You see, I don't really break the law. And that's the beauty of it. If they go after me, they're unlawfully doing it, proving their true colors. If they really wanted to abide by the law, why don't they try and get me with something legal? That's exactly it. Because if I do anything illegal, they'd never know. And hypothetically speaking, what's legal and illegal changes by how much money you have. That's just how it works. It's life. How many times have you heard that phrase? It's life. You've certainly got an attitude to you. But I like that. You'll need that in the future. You see, if you're going to be by me, those rules that I mentioned, they're there for your own good. And if you ignore them, I'll have to have consequences for you. So you just think that I would let you go? You think all of this is a big joke, don't you? That everything I've been saying to you is just a suggestion. I'm afraid it couldn't be further from the truth. Now, again, I'll ask you a choice. Perhaps this will put it into perspective for you. This little icicle right here, right up against your throat. Are you going to be an agreeable little toy? Or are you going to be a troublesome one? Not bad. It seems when you're scared, when you're moments away from losing everything, you understand. That's how I felt. That's how I feel. It's how every day is. That icicle right at your throat, waiting there for a lifetime. We all live until we trip, until we fall and we don't get back up again. And you, my beautiful little snowflake, you're going to be my ice sculpture someday. You're going to be my muse, my source of inspiration for all my new works. Now, why don't we walk together? Now that your ankle's healed, we don't have to worry about that, do we? You'll be a good and obedient little snowflake, won't you? Good. Not bad. Now follow me. We've got something to see. Welcome to the doorway that leads to all my little secrets. And I'm going to show you because I'm confident you won't turn on me. Well, not that you could even if you wanted to. But I trust you for now. I don't know what it is, but something about you. It just makes me want to trust you. Something about you have that pizzazz to you. That step. But I digress. This is for you. This is all yours. Do you see it? Oh no, those aren't just ice sculptures. They're people. Well, they once were. And still are, maybe some of them. But they made a big mistake. Each and every person in this room has crossed me and tried to fumble me or overtake me, and that doesn't end well. All of these fools, they didn't know I was going to get them. They didn't know it was all over from the very start. You You see, the moment I touch someone, I've understood how to control it, just a bit. How to make ice stay for days or weeks on their person. A fancy little trick of insulation, really. But then they try and pull a gun on me, and guess who has a nice piece of ice connected to the back of their neck? And wouldn't you know it, all of them, every last one of them has apologized in one way or another. They've all been so sincere. So I thought I'd give them a second chance. It's simple, really. Will they get out in time? Or will the ice freeze over them? I feed and water them, just like any good owner. It's just, once it happens, well, you can tell generally when they've had enough. And that's the beauty of it. You keep going even after they've had enough. But enough about my boring hobbies. Let's go back to my room, as I'd like to get to know you. It gets so cold sometimes being alone. And I want you to know the warmth I can provide as your mentor, as your master. But that's only part of the story. I'm so much more than that now. I've learned so many things, all of which I plan to teach you, my dear. Of course, it's customary and very much good manners to kiss one's hand, especially one as pristine as my little snowflake. What is it, snowflake? That expression you have, a mix between hatred of me and wondering why you can't dismiss the sentiment that I've done plenty right. That I'm still your senpai from back then. Maybe I am. The upperclassman in me is still here, even if the heart is frozen solid in the blackest of ice. It doesn't stop me from understanding. It's not too late to find someone to relate to. I would never replace the love I've lost. But it also doesn't mean I'm going to let the world win. No. No. I'm not letting the world win at all. And you say you're going to stop me? You and what army? Oh, is that too cliched, snowflake? No, what I should be saying is, I can help you. Just a bit. If I really, really wanted to, I could be the salvation you've always wanted. And yet here you are, practically groveling for me to let you go, telling me I won't get away with it. What have I really done to you? You who's trespassing, You who I could just as easily keep here and make disappear. Tell me, who's really the villain and the hero? Too slow. And now I've stolen a kiss from you. Does it bother you? I hope it doesn't. Because I won't let you relax from here on out. You say for me to stop and let you go. Then why don't you stop me? If it was the truth, why are you letting me? Such an obedient one. I'm only joking. You're anything but. And if you were obedient, well then, what would I have to do with you to get that wonderful spite back out? It drives you like it drives me. You and I, we're not so different. But are we perfect for each other? Now, you can either sit on my lap or sit there. But just a warning, if you happen to decide to sit there, well, there'll be consequences. And I won't tell you what consequences, but you might regret them. Perfect. It's everything I ever wanted it to be, having someone sit on my lap again. It almost feels like I'm stealing you away with each touch around your back, your neck and your mouth, your eyes. You see, I'll make sure that each one slowly belongs to me. Until there's nothing to separate us ever again. And you can see me for the man I am, more than the villain, more than the senpai, more than anything else. I will be your everything. Well, you didn't exactly strike me as the type to blush at something so easy. But I can see my original expectations denied. I didn't mention anything of this. When I said you're going to be, well, working with me, I think I made it pretty clear. My intentions are innocent, sweet, and perhaps just a tad bit of loving. I can't hold back forever, and perhaps I can take it out on you. Everything. Maybe our meeting today was fate, and I'm going to teach you of a world beyond your wildest dreams. And maybe we'll rule the world together, like I said. But only if you survive. Only if you thrive. I will show you everything I am. And I will teach you what it means to be mine, and only mine. You don't actually think you can cause me anything remotely adverse or dangerous, do you? Didn't you ever wonder what was in that syringe? You're almost too trusting, aren't you? Though I suppose given the situation, you didn't have much choice, did you? A perfect example of heroes being naive. But let me be the first to tell you, no harm will come to you. Yet. But you may find yourself struggling to use your quirk. Don't worry, I assure you, it's only temporary. It should go away after a month. That will be the time for our little bet. I enjoy wagers. Do you? Well, I wager I could make you think of nothing but me, and understand the world like me in precisely 1 month, to the point where you would renounce your normal plans. I expected an answer like that, but do you really think you should be testing me right now? You're as helpless as a small puppy, and yet as beautiful as a snowflake. Does it feel too cold? I'm afraid I'm not going to be light on you, because I know you can take it. I'm going to treat you as if you came to me willingly. Don't betray my expectations. A display? Well, now that you mention it, I guess I could offer one compensation if you stick around. Like I mentioned before, 1 month, and if you survive and still want to turn me in, I'll go willingly. You can even take me there in cuffs. I won't resist you. Deal? Deal. Though I'm curious as to if you've put any thought to this. You do realize, for this month I can do whatever I want with you, to you, and you couldn't say anything about it. Well, of course, I did say I'm a gentleman, but even gentlemen have their limits. And besides, if you're my beautiful little snowflake, why don't you be honest with yourself? I know you want me. You always admired me back then, didn't you, my underclassman? You always saw me as this idol of what you want to be. Or was it different? Was it love? I wonder. Guess there's only one way fine.